Oh hi Paul Washer sermon ani a Paul Washer hi kadu topa sermon te he ngai thla ka nuam ka tia tha thei topa thu so hi alarvak lawa evangelist dang teangin alarvak lawa missionary dang teangin himi sermon hi tongtrai chungchang asoi ani a kan en chinang kan ngai thla chinang.
If you'll notice something very, very important, a disciple never came to Jesus and said,
chuan heta soi chu disciple iswa zirtir te kha thil magdeu mai chu iswa zirtir te kha iswan henan local khan disciple never came to Jesus and said teach us to preach mo iswan ina khan preach thu soidan pathian thu shildan min zirtir ro khan tingai mya lo ati tani nge an iswan ina khan ngen lo dir thin
teach us to walk on water.
Tui chunga kaldan min zirtir ro pon
A disciple
tilova
never came to Jesus and said, teach us to raise the dead.
raise the dead mithi kai thodan min zirtir ro po an
A
tilova
disciple never came to Jesus and said, teach us to cast out demons.
ram hoi no chwadan cast out no chwa demons hey ram hoi te no chwadan min zirtir ro pon
Now, if you
tingai
were
lo
to want to know how to play basketball,
basketball
probably
thiam
wouldn't
du
come
ta
to me.
du ta la
Because I know so
la
little
you
about
probably won't come to me
basketball.
because
You would
I know
try to
little
find
about
out what-
basketball mo kabula chen ron ka hau lawanga chan chu basketball ka shamya lawa
My expertise.
expertise ka thiam na ka expert na mo ka thiam filor na ka special na khami kha
Truly was, and then you
Share
would
the
ask me
doang.
about that. You ask a man
and then you would ask me about that ti chuan chumi chungchang chumin zot nge yang
about his expertise. You ask a man about the thing which most impresses you about that man.
chuan mi nena kan zo thin chu which most impress you about that man kha mi ina anuna a impress ber iriru ane lai ber che kha khateng thil chungchang khai zo thin
I believe that without a doubt, the greatest demonstration of divine power was seen.
chuan ka keima ama polwasar keima mudan chuan karindan ka shiadan chuan the greatest demonstration of divine power mo thil ti theina ro pui tak lantir na chaper chu when Jesus was not when Jesus Christ raised the dead to iswaina mithi te akai tho lai ni
And
lawin
not when he walked on water.
not when he walked on water tui chunga akal lai ni lawin but when he prayed mo atong trai lai hi ni in ka
And
sia
I believe that when the disciples saw Jesus pray,
ti chuan disciples azir tirte na iswa atong trai lai an mu
they
khan
could not believe their eyes.
they could not believe their eyes omje chu an mitan thil mu an mitina a mu ka an ring thei lawani
believe even what their ears
they
were
could not
telling.
believe in what the ears are telling them an benga an shiat pa mo
Jesus was a
pa kan ring
man
thei lo
of prayer.
iswa ka chong trai mi ani
A man of prayer.
a man of
Now,
prayer
let me ask you a question.
zona kan zo
When
ting
people
cheu
hear you pray,
nang
do they hear
mi ina
someone who
itong
knows
trai an
God?
shiat yan do they hear someone who knows God mo pathian shami o an shia em pathian shami chong
Do they
trai
hear
an
the
shia em
rhythm of a religion?
sa khwana
Do they hear words that have
and
been
share
taught to
em.
you by other
Mi ina do they hear words that have been taught to you by other mi ina an shil che thu an shia nge ni a
Do they hear form?
thil ni dan
Do
be
they hear
me
intellect?
kal phung ti dan mo mai an shia em do they hear intellect
Or a
thiam na mai an
woman
shia
or
em
a child who
ni lo
spends
pon
much time
do they
in the
hear a
presence
man or a woman or a child who spends much time in the presence
of God?
of God ani lo pon pathian chen chil na pathian om pui na noya om thin mishing chong
Has
trai
anyone
an
ever
shia
come
em
to you and said, teach me to preach like you preach? The life of Jesus Christ, and then come to understand that if prayer was so important to the
if prayer was so important to the
incarnate Son of
incarnation
the
of
living
God
God,
the living pathian nung mo mishinga lo chang mo khami fa pa ma tan ma trong trai na chu chu ti hang khopa pawimawh ani chuan
then how much more important should prayer be to us?
ani chuan kan tan phei chuan enganga eng ang khopa pawimawh nge ni ang trong trai ni he
How much more should we depend upon prayer?
trong trai na in ngat tur mo trong trai na in ngat tur kan vani le
Jesus
zual em
lived a life
tin
of
ang
prayer.
chu
That's the first thing I want you to
Isua ka
see. In
trong
Luke
trai nun
5:16 it says,
anung
but
ani
Jesus himself would often
luka bunga chang sompuruka chuan
slip away to the
Isua kha
wilderness and
akal shrang
pray.
trina
You know,
lera te
oftentimes when we
akal
find
shrang
something that
trina
we
and pray chuna trong trai chin mom
greatly enjoy, as a
when we find something that we greatly enjoy til nuam kan ti em kan hlimpui
opposed to
em
what
kan
we
nei chuan
grudgingly must do, we
as
try to
opposed to what
slip
we
away to it.
grudgingly must
A
do
man might
chuan hei grudgingly do hei ha thlak ni nom taka thil kan ti thin I te ai chuan khatiang nuam kan tiang kan tlan thin kan slip away
want to
thin mam
avoid his yard duty by slipping away to watch a ball game.
mi po and the year duty mo huan te mo in travel de tify tour te mo khatiang na duty ni nom deuh anei khan ball game mo en turin
A man may come into work early so
atlan
he
bo
can slip
thin ni chu
away to go hunting. A
ti
wife
chuan work mo na hunting mo sa pel tur nuam kan ti em min sa pel tur akala du awangin mi na apolo
may
kan ma
want
the
to slip away to go to the mall. They
nupui
slip away.
mall dorakal mall la du kala du awangin mei cha po he internan he an sleep away the an kal shang an tlan bo chin an na te kha an kal san zok chin
Away to
Hey,
the
ah.
things that they most enjoy.
omje chu kan sleep away chuan kan kal shan chuan kan tlan engemaw kan tlan bo a ekhoyamo kan kal chuan nuam kan ti na hmun kan enjoy na hmun a han kan vakal le zok chin kan shet thiam dan tur chuan program kan man lai te pon zial zumi chuan zial vazuk le zok te achak chin mo tiang deuh hle khan nuam kan ti na kan ha dam na hmun kha kan pan thin ani
Isn't it a crime that Jesus Christ and the labor of the kingdom seems almost to be work that we want to slip away from? I heard tell about the story of evangelist. He got off the plane and was received by the pastors in a meeting.
englo lokang ka card le lokang
And the preacher stopped him and says, "Let's not talk shop out here. This is the place where we're going to rest. The only place you'll ever rest is in Jesus Christ."
The only place you'll ever rest is in Jesus Christ. It's all hadam na mun om chun chu I hadam nu tur mun om chun chu Isu Krista
And
chu
you
ani
know, when you're walking with God, when you
pathian
slip
na in
away,
len dun chuan when you
to
sleep
him.
away to him ama iwa tlan chiat thin khan pathian a chol tura iwa kalfo thin chuan pathian om pathian an leng dun in ni tinani om je chu pathian a chol te ama ne na hun man te kan chak ngoi chuan pathian ina min chen chil wang ani
when you say
Pathian na kan len dun
there's so
wang ani
much I have to do,
ti tu
so much
tam
grudging
tak
work, so much labor.
thal
I just wish that I
ninom
could slip
tak om na
away
in
to Him from
ama ava slip away pathian na slip away lekha
moment
kan
because
bacha hap
He's the
thin
one
chuan
to whom I escape. He's the place I rest.
kan chol na hmun kan chol hadam na hmun
When
ani
prayer
wang
becomes
ani
a labor, we're not like the Christ.
when avan moi takem heaven poi mo tak when prayer becomes a labor prayer trong trai na kha labor na anga na reng chu ni na taka chuan I na thori ni chu ani nom ani a chaw thlak ve chin ni na kal thi kan ning thin ani trong trai na kha na ang maya kan nei chuan Isua kan ang lo tinani Isua chu na the Isua kha na te athok hi rong bol thina pathian thu te ashrila mi te ti damaram hoi te no chhuak thina mi pui sang tam tak a hrai thina ti chuan khatiang hnuwa khan chu ngai to ila khami hnuwa khan chol ha dam turin a in ama kha akal shanga mundanga te tlanga te lona pathian hena alo atong trai le thina ni chu tiang khop chuan pathian a khana chola pathian kha angai thin ani chu
Not like Jesus. But it says he would slip away into the wilderness and pray. Notice he would go into the wilderness. My friend, the world, even the church, is just so filled up with noise.
He khovel shim mi mo abeng cheng to pani chu beng cheng ri noi tia thil rik kan vok rik te khatiang lampang kha ni lo hei a voice ngai dan thil chi sang ru la peng tu tor thil kha atam to
So
pani chu
filled up with noise
biakin
that
theng
every
hi ni
once
to
in a while, especially those of you who are pastors, you have
chu wang
got to
chuan
slip
rong
away.
bol tu tan
And
thei
you've got to
chuan
go to a wilderness where
kan
no
kal
one
son
can
thin
find
ngai
you
ni
and seek your God.
kal shana mi tu mai na min ti boy theilo na mun min mu theilo na mun kala pathian
And be
kan
very
zona
careful
pathian
that
bola kan
sometimes you
omangai
don't
thin
take along all those books with you. Because to
chuan
many, Jesus Christ
hemi
can
a
just
suggestion
become
po hi apoimo
proper
ka di
exegesis, proper hermeneutic.
hey achang chuan
Thing to be
lekhabu those
studied
books mo
instead of a person
hey
to be loved.
sermon in
Jesus
chiar
would
zaw
slip
te
away in Matthew
a chi
14:23,
sang
it
study
says,
te pona
after
khatiang te po kha achang chuan
he had sent the
ken
crowds
lawa
away, he
pathian bola om top tura kal shan te hi
went
angai
up
thin
on the mountain by himself to pray, and when it was evening, he was there alone. Someone said, why did Jesus need to pray so much? He was the incarnate Son of God. We're going to talk about that.
du tak riang